I think we've seen the last of Steph Curry as a champion in Golden State.
Stephen A. Smith stunned fans across the country when he called out the Golden State Warriors on national television. During a heated segment, he didn't just question their chances, he directly blamed Kevin Durant for why Steph Curry hasn't won more championships. And the way he said it, it was harsh. The Warriors' falling empire. After years of being at the top, the Golden State Warriors are in trouble. Their 2025 playoff run ended quietly after losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves in just 5 games. Steph Curry missed most of the series with a hamstring injury, and without him, Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green couldn't carry the team. Curry is now 37. Draymond and Butler are both 35. The trio that once led the Warriors to greatness is aging, and the rest of the league has gotten younger and faster. The team that once felt unbeatable now looks tired. Stephen A. Smith's harsh words. On ESPN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith said something that shocked fans. "I think we've seen the last of Steph Curry as a champion in Golden State. For him, the beginning of the end wasn't Curry's injury. It wasn't even the Timberwolves series. It was months earlier, when Kevin Durant said no to a return. I think the second we really knew in our hearts it was when they didn't get Kevin Durant to come back," Smith said. Durant says no. Warriors go to plan B. When Durant turned down the Warriors, they moved quickly to get Jimmy Butler. He's a tough, experienced player with a reputation for stepping up in the playoffs, but Stephen A. wasn't convinced it was enough. Jimmy Butler has no problem being Robin, but can you be Batman anymore? The answer is likely no, Smith said. Butler helped the team. He averaged 17.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists over 30 games, but the move didn't feel like the game changer the team needed. Regular season hopes, playoff problems after Butler's debut on February 8th, the Warriors went on a 28-11 run. They were one of the best defensive teams in the league and looked ready for a deep playoff push. But then, everything changed. In Game 1 against Minnesota, things started well, until Curry got hurt. After that, the team never recovered. Butler was battling illness and playing through a glute contusion he'd reportedly re-aggravated earlier in the postseason. The rest of the team didn't step up. Even with Butler scoring 33 points in Game 3, it wasn't enough. Buddy Hield told The Ringer, "We should be up 3-0. Instead, the Warriors were down 0-3. Critics pointed out that Steve Kerr's rotations weren't working and the bench players didn't produce. The team just didn't have the same fire as before. Another big concern was depth. Beyond the starting 5, Golden State's second unit didn't give enough support. The Warriors' aging core couldn't match the energy of Minnesota's younger stars. Compared to Minnesota's deep bench, the difference was clear. The team let's see watching us up. The Warriors' stars couldn't keep up. Draymond was outplayed. Kuminga and the younger players weren't consistent. Butler looked slower than usual. Stephen A. summed it up simply. Time comes for us all. And in today's NBA, the young stars are taking over. Teams like the Timberwolves and Thunder are leading the way. Anthony Edwards, only 23, played like a veteran leader. He had energy, power, and confidence, everything the Warriors used to be known for. Even off the court, there were signs of change. Media coverage began shifting away from the Warriors' legacy and focused more on rising teams. The spotlight is moving, and Golden State is no longer the center of attention. The Dynasty called out on live TV. On live TV, Stephen A. didn't hold back. His message was clear. The Warriors' championship window had closed the moment Kevin Durant refused to return, and bringing in Butler as a consolation prize wasn't enough to change that reality. The response from media was swift. Some thought he was being too tough. Others said he was just being honest. Even former players weighed in. Udonis Haslem agreed with Smith on the same show, saying the team had lost its identity and needed to start over. Chris Mad Dog Russo also said the dynasty was done, blaming the front office for not preparing for the future. What if KD had come back? The biggest question on fans' minds, what if Durant had returned? Could they have won another title? It's hard to say. Durant is still talented but also aging. Still, his decision not to return felt like the end of an era. It was the moment many fans realized the old Warriors weren't coming back. Even if KD had joined, would it have been enough? Between Curry's injury, Butler's decline, and Draymond's struggles, one player, even someone like Durant, might not have been able to fix it all. What's next for the Warriors? Now, the Warriors have some big decisions to make. Should they rebuild? try for one last run, or finally move on from the old core? The front office has been smart before, but this time it's tougher. Can they still give Curry the help he needs, or is it time to start fresh? Some reports say they might trade veterans or use draft picks to get younger talent. Whatever happens, this offseason will be key to their future. Fans are hoping for one more miracle, but many are also preparing for a new chapter. Whether it's retooling the roster or handing the keys to the next generation, something has to change. Is this the end? Stephen A. Smith may have been harsh, but he might also be right. The Warriors' time as a championship team may really be over. For nearly 10 years, they were the model for how to build a winning team. Now, they're the example of how hard it is to stay on top. Do you think Steph Curry still has one more championship run left? Or is Stephen A. right that the Warriors dynasty is finished? Let us know in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more real talk on everything NBA.
There was also this. There was Dylan Brooks and Jimmy Butler deep in conversation.
So you're a bum, I've been busting your ass for years.
And this was Jimmy talking about those two.
The Golden State Warriors were on the verge of advancing to the second round, but the Houston Rockets had other plans. In Game 5 turnaround, the Warriors' championship hopes hit a roadblock as Jimmy Butler delivered his worst playoff performance since joining the team. Despite the 131-116 defeat, Butler's post-game message reveals a surprising level of confidence. After dominating Game 4 with a memorable performance, Butler struggled significantly in Game 5, finishing with just 8 points on 2 for 10 shooting in the 131-116 defeat. This dramatic drop in production comes after his heroic 27-point performance in Game 4, raising questions about his injury status and the team's ability to close out the series. Following this disappointing loss, Butler didn't shy away from addressing the media. He sent a clear message ahead of Game 6. "We're fine. Our confidence isn't going to waver. We're going to start out better and play a better overall game." This straightforward statement reveals Butler's mindset as the series shifts back to San Francisco for a critical Game 6. Butler sustained the pelvic contusion after playing only 8 minutes in last Wednesday's Game 2 loss and subsequently missed Saturday's Game 3 victory. His return in Game 4 on Monday, April 28th, was spectacular. Despite still dealing with pain, Butler posted 27 points on 7 of 12 shooting, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1 block in 40 minutes of action. His teammate Draymond Green highlighted Butler's toughness, stating, "He couldn't move in the first 3 quarters. I don't know how he started moving in the last one, but he didn't complain once. He kept battling." Coach Steve Kerr was equally impressed, acknowledging that in the regular season, the player would probably have been out for another week or more. But these are the playoffs, and he's Jimmy Butler. This is what he does. Kerr specifically praised Butler's clutch plays. The final rebound was incredible. The elevation, the strength, and then the free throws. Jimmy was simply spectacular. Butler himself explained his determination to play through pain. "More than anything, I just wanted to play. This is the best time of year. That's why you go through all that you go through. I don't like missing games, but I'm back now, and in a great way." He added that it was time to win, and celebrated that he started to move a little better towards the end of that game. This makes his Game 5 performance on April 30th all the more surprising. While Butler struggled, the Warriors' offense as a whole faltered. Stephen Curry scored just 13 points on 4 for 12 shooting. The team's leading scorer was actually Moses Moody, who came off the bench to contribute 25 points. Kevin Knox II added 14 points as a reserve, and Pat Spencer scored 11 points before being ejected late in the contest. Meanwhile, the Rockets saw several players deliver standout performances. Fred VanVleet led the way with 26 points on efficient 8 for 13 shooting. Amen Thompson scored 25 points. Dylan Brooks added 24 points, and Alperen Sengun contributed 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. The contrast between Butler's Game 4 heroics and Game 5 struggles highlights the unpredictable nature of playoff basketball. What makes this storyline particularly compelling is Butler's impact on the Warriors since his arrival. Prior to the trade, the Warriors were clinging to a .500 record at 25-25. Since he played in his first game, the Warriors have gone 26-9 when he is on the court. The statistical impact is equally impressive. With Butler playing, the Warriors have established themselves as a championship-caliber team, boasting the number 1 defense, number 8 offense, and number 3 net rating in the league. In this series specifically, prior to Game 5, Butler was averaging 18.3 points, 4.7 rebounds, 4.0 assists, and 1.7 steals per game, while shooting an efficient 54.5% from the field and 50.0% from 3. The partnership between Butler and Curry has been particularly effective, with the Warriors posting a 25-6 record when both stars share the court. This dynamic duo, along with veteran leader Draymond Green, has given the Warriors legitimate championship aspirations once again. Now, all eyes turn to Game 6 in San Francisco on Friday evening. The Warriors will be eager to avoid a potential Game 7 back in Houston, which would put enormous pressure on the team. To close out the series, Butler, Curry, and the rest of the Warriors will need to regain their offensive efficiency and aggressive approach that was lacking in Game 5. Despite the setback, Butler's confident statement suggests the team isn't panicking. His leadership and resilience have been crucial factors in the Warriors' success this season, and they'll be counting on playoff Jimmy to deliver when it matters most. The Warriors' ability to bounce back from this disappointing loss will not only determine the outcome of this series, but could also set the tone for their potential second-round matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who currently hold a 3-1 lead in their series against the Los Angeles Lakers. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time Butler has faced playoff adversity. Throughout his career with the Chicago Bulls, Minnesota Timberwolves, Philadelphia 76ers, and most recently the Miami Heat, Butler has developed a reputation for elevating his play when facing elimination. During his tenure with the Heat, he led multiple comeback performances in high-pressure situations, earning the nickname Playoff Jimmy for his clutch performances. The Warriors organization acquired Butler precisely for these moments. His midseason trade represented a significant gamble by the front office, moving away from their homegrown talent development model to bring in an established star with championship experience. The results have largely justified this decision, with the team's dramatic improvement in the standings and their strong showing in this first-round series prior to Game 5. For the Rockets, forcing a Game 6 represents a significant achievement for a young team that many analysts didn't expect to make the playoffs. Their second-seed finish in the Western Conference surprised many observers, and their resilience in this series demonstrates their potential as a future contender. Fred VanVleet's veteran leadership has proven valuable alongside the emerging talents of Amen Thompson and Alperen Sengun. Looking ahead to Game 6, the Chase Center crowd will undoubtedly create a thunderous atmosphere as they hope to witness their team advance to the second round. Historical playoff data shows that teams leading 3-2 with home court advantage for Game 6 win the series approximately 85% of the time, giving the Warriors favorable odds despite their recent setback. So, what's your prediction for Game 6? Will Jimmy Butler and the Warriors close out the series at home, or will the Rockets force a decisive Game 7? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA playoff coverage. This is shaping up to be an exciting conclusion to what has already been a thrilling first-round series.
Time, ball fake. Only 6 to shoot. Curry. Oh, Curry! He hit that from the Woodlands. Bro. Shot clock down to 7. Butler on Sengun. Sizes him up. Jimmy, sidestep jumper. Good! Oh, Jimmy buckets! 41 minutes, and he still has the legs to rise.
All that pressure is right up on you at half court. Use your quickness and blow by him.
They knock it away. Butler's ahead of the pack. Butler puts it down.
Game 1 between the Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets wasn't just another playoff matchup. It was basketball theater at its finest. The number 7 seed Warriors faced the number 2 seed Rockets as slight underdogs. But Golden State had other plans. They were determined to draw first blood in this series, regardless of what the odds suggested. Jimmy Butler, making his Warriors playoff debut, embodied this fighting spirit. The 6-time All-Star showed from the opening tip that he wasn't intimidated by the hostile Houston environment. Butler's confidence grew with each basket, connecting on 6 of 10 field goal attempts through the first 3 quarters. With 7:30 remaining in the third quarter, Butler did something that instantly became the talk of NBA Twitter. Already feeling himself after a strong performance, Butler pulled up from beyond the arc and drained his first triple of the evening. The shot pushed Golden State's lead to a commanding 20 points. What happened next captured the essence of playoff intensity. Butler immediately turned toward the broadcast table, locked eyes with NBA legend Reggie Miller, and pointed directly at him. TNT's Kevin Harlan, ever the professional, caught the interaction in real time.
Van Vliet fighting through it, and Butler's got it. Thompson picks up Butler. It's a three. Butler puts it. Jimmy Butler. That's right. He points at Reggie Miller and said, "I'm doing my best impression of you."
Another courtside report claimed Butler actually yelled, "You like that?" while staring down the Hall of Fame sharpshooter. This wasn't just a random gesture. Butler, who isn't known as a three-point specialist, chose his moment perfectly to pay homage to one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Miller, now 59 years old, could only watch as Butler channeled his energy from the broadcast desk. The significance wasn't lost on anyone. Butler's three extended the Warriors' lead to 20 points, forcing Rockets coach Ime Udoka to call a timeout. It marked Butler's 18th point of the game. The interaction between Butler and Miller came during a game that featured dramatic momentum swings. Golden State built a substantial lead, going up by as many as 23 points at one stage. However, Houston refused to go quietly. The Rockets mounted a spirited comeback, finishing the third quarter on a 17-3 run to cut the Warriors' lead to just 9 points heading into the final frame. The score stood at 69-60 as the fourth quarter began, setting up what promised to be a tense finish. Golden State ultimately secured a 95-85 victory, successfully stealing home court advantage. Butler finished with an impressive stat line: 25 points on 10 of 19 shooting, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals. His two-way performance proved crucial in the Warriors' road win. Stephen Curry led all scorers with 31 points on efficient 12 of 19 shooting, including 5 three-pointers. The duo combined for 56 points, showcasing the potential of Golden State's revamped roster. To understand why Butler's gesture toward Miller resonated so deeply, you need to know the background between these two competitive spirits. Butler and Miller have shared a unique relationship over the years. It's a complex dynamic built on respect, occasional criticism, and mutual competitive fire. Miller, now in his role as a TNT analyst, has had plenty to say about Butler's game throughout the latter's career. In 2023, Miller delivered one of his most emphatic endorsements of Butler. Following a 56-point playoff performance with the Miami Heat, Miller called it the greatest playoff performance by any Heat player ever. This wasn't faint praise. Miller ranked Butler's game above legendary performances from Dwyane Wade and LeBron James. Miller has also defended Butler during controversial moments. When Butler attempted a contested game-winning three in the 2022 Conference Finals and missed, drawing criticism from many corners, Miller stood firmly in Butler's corner. "You go for the kill shot when you have the moment," Miller said, defending Butler's aggressive mentality. But their relationship hasn't always been harmonious. In 2020, when Butler received a flagrant foul for crowding Chris Middleton's landing space, Miller voiced his frustration. Though Miller directed most of his criticism at the rule rather than Butler personally, the tension was evident. This back and forth over the years created the perfect backdrop for Butler's pointed gesture on Sunday night. Butler's integration with the Warriors represents one of the season's most significant midseason acquisitions. The February 6th trade deadline deal that brought Butler to Golden State provided the jolt that Curry and the Warriors needed. In just a short time, Butler has embraced his role alongside Curry, whom he's taken to calling Batman.